Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. On a visit to northeast India, PM Modi reaches Manipur and meets local Kuki community. Lays foundation stone of multiple infrastructure projects worth 7,300 crores in Churachandpur. Prime Minister Narendra Modi underscores the role of Mizoram in government's Act East policy, inaugurates multiple projects worth rupees 9,000 crore. PM Modi extends best wishes to Nepal's interim Prime Minister. Nepal's parliament currently stands dissolved hours after Sushila Kirk took oath. Election for new government to be held in March next year. NATO to strengthen defense of Europe's eastern flank after Poland shot down alleged Russian drones. US joins in solidarity. Poland rejects Trump's remarks. India's doubles pair of Satvik and Chirag seal final spot at the Hong Kong Open. Lakshya Sen in action soon in men's singles semi-final. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today is on a worldwide tour of northeast India. PM Modi is in Manipur and laid the foundation stone of multiple development projects worth over rupees 7,300 crore at Churachandpur. The projects include Manipur Urban Roads, Drainage and Asset Management Improvement Project worth over rupees 3,600 crore, 5 national highway projects worth more than rupees 2,500 crore, Manipur Infotech Development Project, working women hostels at 9 locations, among others. PM was felicitated as he arrived on the stage to address the gathering. Addressing the gathering, PM Modi said that with the efforts of central government, peace prevails in northeast. PM Modi has assured support to people of Manipur.
भी स्थान पर विकास के लिए शांति की स्थापना बहुत जरूरी है। बीते 11 वर्षों में नॉर्थ ईस्ट में दशकों से चल रहे अनेक विवाद, अनेक संघर्ष समाप्त हुए हैं। लोगों ने शांति का रास्ता चुना है, विकास को प्राथमिकता दी है। मुझे संतोष है कि हाल ही में हिल्स और वैली में अलग अलग ग्रुप्स के साथ समझौतों के लिए बातचीत की शुरुआत हुई है। ये भारत सरकार के उन प्रयासों का हिस्सा है जिसमें संवाद, सम्मान और आपसी समझ को महत्व देते हुए शांति की स्थापना के लिए काम किया जा रहा है। मैं सभी संगठनों से अपील करूंगा कि शांति के रास्ते पर आगे बढ़कर अपने सपनों को पूरा करें, अपने बच्चों के भविष्य को सुनिश्चित करें। और मैं आज आपको वादा करता हूं, मैं आपके साथ हूं।
Earlier, on arrival in Churachandpur, PM Modi interacted with the local Kuki community and spent time with them. PM was given a warm welcome with people standing on both sides of the road in Churachandpur. Emphasizing that Manipur's culture has always promoted women empowerment, Prime Minister Modi stressed that the government is also actively working to empower women. The Prime Minister affirmed that the government is working with the goal of making Manipur a symbol of peace, prosperity and progress.
मणिपुर का कल्चर नारी शक्ति को बढ़ावा देने वाला रहा है और हमारी सरकार भी नारी शक्ति को एम्पावर करने में जुटी है। सरकार वर्किंग विमेन हॉस्टल का भी निर्माण कर रही है ताकि मणिपुर की बेटियों की मदद हो सके। साथियों, हम मणिपुर को पीस, प्रॉस्पेरिटी और प्रोग्रेस का प्रतीक बनाने का लक्ष्य लेकर चल रहे हैं। मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं, मणिपुर के विकास के लिए विस्थापितों को जल्द से जल्द उचित स्थान पर बसाने के लिए, शांति की स्थापना के लिए भारत सरकार यहां मणिपुर सरकार का ऐसे ही सहयोग करती रहेगी।
With an aim to bolster development, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited the northeastern state of Mizoram. Prime Minister laid the foundation stone and inaugurated multiple development projects worth over rupees 9,000 crore at Aizawl. These projects cater to multiple sectors, including railways, roadways, energy, sports, among others. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated Mizoram's first railway line and flagged off the state's maiden Rajdhani Express connecting Aizawl with Delhi. A historic day for the nation, particularly for the people of Mizoram. From today, Aizawl will be on India's railway map. Addressing the event, PM Modi underscored the role of Mizoram in India's Act East policy. PM lauded the recently announced GST reforms and said that these changes will make basic and essential amenities like healthcare less expensive.
Recently, next generation GST reforms have been announced. This means lower taxes on many products, making life easier for families. Before 2014, even daily essential like toothpaste, soap and oil were taxed at 27%. Today, only 5% GST is applicable. During Congress rule, medicines, test kits and insurance policies were heavily taxed. That is why healthcare was expensive and insurance was out of reach for ordinary families. But today, all these have become affordable. The new GST rates will also make medicines for serious diseases like cancer more inexpensive.
Taking a jibe at the opposition parties, PM Modi said that for a long time, many parties have practiced vote bank politics, but BJP believes in focusing on those who are most neglected.
For a long time, some political parties in our country practiced vote bank politics. Their focus was always on places which had more votes and seats. The entire Northeast, including states like Mizoram, suffered greatly because of this attitude. But our approach is very different. Those who were earlier neglected are at the forefront now. Those who were once marginalized are the mainstream now. For the past 11 years, we have been working for the development of the Northeast.
Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav lauded Prime Minister Modi's commitment to Mizoram, calling the inauguration of the Bairabi-Sairang railway line in Mizoram historic.
Mizoram capital gets railway connectivity. I congratulate all of you collected here in thousands to this great historic day. The Bairabi-Sairang railway line was a very, very challenging project. It includes 45 tunnels and 55 major bridges. This line will now connect Mizoram with Guwahati, Kolkata, and Delhi and many other destinations. The railway connectivity will help the entire country experience this beautiful natural beauty of Mizoram. And we are also starting cargo operations within this week.
And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. England shatters record books during second T20I against South Africa in Manchester.
We lock our doors, put up fences, all to protect our house. But what about the home that we all share? Today's episode is to remind us that preservation extends beyond humans.
We tell our buyers that the coffee they're buying or they're consuming is contributing or is preserving the habitat for these many species of birds and animals.
We are promoting ecotourism only. We call volunteers to work on the field so that they can learn from the village.
GDSI is a ranking system created by an association to make its location sustainable in terms of tourism and event management.
We use the feces as manure for our crops. That's how integrated farming becomes very profitable.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy, always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I am Siddharth Bharadwaj. On fifth day of Gen Z protest in Nepal, leading to 51 deaths and more than 1,300 injured, Nepal finally dissolved the political crisis after PM KP Sharma Oli was forced to resign and flee from the country. Former Chief Justice Sushila Karki took oath as leader to interim government.
Welcomes its first woman Prime Minister Sushila Karki to lead interim government until a new government is declared after elections which will be held in March next year. As Nepal's current political scenario took dramatic turn after 2 days of Gen Z protest, Sushila Karki finally took oath as country's new Prime Minister. The spotlight also turned to her husband's audacious past, attending the oath-taking ceremony in Sheetal Niwas. Sushila Karki and her spouse Durga Prasad Subedi met in BHU in India during her academy days. He, along with 2 other youth accomplices from Nepali Congress in revolutionary zeal, accomplished one of the Nepal's daring Royal Nepal's plane hijacking acts. The incident is known as Biratnagar plane hijack. which was executed on June 10, 1973, when a Royal Nepal Airline passenger aircraft carrying 19 people, including Bollywood actor Mala Sinha, was hijacked mid-air. The youth revolutionaries forced the pilot to divert the Kathmandu-bound aircraft to Farbazganj in Bihar. They targeted the huge cash being flown by Nepal Rashtra Bank with the aim of seizing the money to fund the Nepali Congress underground campaign to topple the autocratic panchayat system under King Mahendra. There was huge 1990 people's movement across Nepal to eradicate panchayat system and restore multi-party democracy in Himalayan nation. Sushila Karki was an active participant in the 1990 Jan Andolan against the panchayat system and was jailed in Biratnagar. Later, in 2019, she wrote the novel Kara based on this experience. Shweta Singh for DD India, Kathmandu.
And on fifth day of Gen Z protest in Nepal leading to 51 deaths and more than 1,300 injured, Nepal finally dissolved the political crisis after PM KP Sharma Oli was forced to resign and flee from the country. The former Chief Justice of Nepal, Sushila Karki, took oath as Prime Minister of the interim government in Nepal. After intensive discussions from the last 3 days and formal dialogue at the President's office, Sheetal Niwas, since Friday morning, it was decided to appoint former Chief Justice Sushila Karki as the head of an interim government. Sushila Karki becomes the first woman Prime Minister of Nepal. She is the first woman Chief Justice of Nepal who was widely praised for her integrity. President Ramchandra Paudel has dissolved the House of Representatives, the lower house of the federal parliament, upon the recommendation of Prime Minister Sushila Karki. According to a press release issued by the Office of President, date for the next election to the House of Representatives is fixed for March 5, 2026. Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended best wishes to Nepal's new interim PM, posting on his official account on X. PM wrote, and I quote, "I extend my best wishes to Right Honorable Mrs. Sushila Karki on assuming office as the Prime Minister of the interim government of Nepal. India remains firmly committed to the peace, progress and prosperity of the people of Nepal." In a pivotal response to Nepal's escalating political crisis, India welcomed the formation of a new interim government on Friday. India's statement emphasizes continued collaboration as close neighbors and fellow democracies to foster well-being and prosperity for both nations' peoples. Karki, backed by youth activists for her anti-corruption stance, is tasked with dissolving parliament and organizing elections by March 2026, marking a potential turning point in Nepal's turbulent journey toward reform. At the invitation of the government of Papua New Guinea, Union Minister of State for External Affairs Pabitra Margarita will pay a visit to Papua New Guinea on September 16. The minister will take part in commemorative events marking Papua New Guinea's 50th anniversary of independence on behalf of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. During the visit, MOS External Affairs is expected to hold bilateral meetings with the political leadership of Papua New Guinea. He will be interacting with the Indian diaspora and the business community. The visit of MOS External Affairs to Papua New Guinea would provide an opportunity to continue India's engagement with the leadership in the Pacific Island countries. In May 2023, Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired the historic third summit of the Forum for India-Pacific Islands Cooperation in Port Moresby. Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, delivered her first public remarks on Friday, vowing that her husband's mission would continue despite his assassination. She described Kirk as a man who laid down his life for our nation. Erica thanked President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and law enforcement officials for their support in the aftermath of the killing.
My husband laid down his life for me, for our nation, for our children. I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance, and his phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same.
India voted in favor of a UN General Assembly resolution supporting the New York Declaration for the peaceful resolution of the Israel-Hamas conflict. The resolution proposed by France was supported by 142 countries, opposed by 10, with 12 abstaining. Countries voting against included Argentina, Hungary, Israel, and the USA. The declaration calls for ending the Gaza conflict, implementing a two-state solution for a just, peaceful and lasting resolution to the conflict, and building a better future for Palestinians, Israelis and the region as a whole. It urges Israeli leadership to publicly commit to a sovereign, viable Palestinian state under the two-state solution. The commander of Myanmar Army, Lieutenant General Ko O, and 4 delegation members visited headquarters Eastern Command at Vijayadurg in Kolkata. The visit was part of the overall 7th Army to Army staff talks between the two nations. As part of his visit, the general officer visited New Delhi, Agra and Gaya. Lieutenant General Ko O interacted with Lieutenant General Ram Chandra Tiwari, General Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Eastern Command, and lauded the efforts of the Indian Armed Forces for their steadfastness, dedication and professionalism. They discussed measures to enhance defense cooperation between the two armies, particularly in the field of cutting-edge technology, with focus on ensuring the security of both nations. The Indian Army supports initiatives to strengthen the Myanmar's Army's digital training capabilities, helping to improve information management within their organization. India is committed to assist Myanmar in modernizing its defense infrastructure and promote technology-driven collaboration between the two nations. The visit has significantly bolstered the long-standing friendship and cooperation between the two armies. The Indian Army remains steadfast in its commitment to fostering strong defense ties with Myanmar, thereby contributing to regional peace and stability. Chief of the Naval Staff Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi on Saturday flagged off the Indian Navy car rally from Delhi, marking a spirited event to promote adventure, fitness and naval camaraderie. The rally, organized by Indian Navy, features over 100 participants, including naval officers, families and enthusiasts, covering a 500-kilometer route through Delhi NCR and nearby regions. Admiral Tripathi emphasized the rally's role in fostering teamwork and resilience, aligning with the Navy's Nari Shakti initiatives by including women drivers. This follows the recent commissioning of INS Aravali in Gurugram on Friday, enhancing Navy's maritime awareness. The rally underscores the Navy's commitment to holistic personnel development amid India's push for self-reliant defense. India's top men's doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty entered the final of the Hong Kong Open on Saturday. The top-seeded Indian duo defeated Chinese Taipei's Chen and Lin in the semi-final. Satvik and Chirag won the match 21-17, 21-15. Meanwhile, Lakshya Sen will be in action soon in men's singles semi-finals. India's top-seeded shuttler Sen knocked out compatriot Ayush Shetty in the quarterfinals. Both Indian shuttlers went toe-to-toe in the high-octane game. Eventually, it was the more experienced Sen who came up trumps to win the three-game thriller. England shattered record books during the second T20I against South Africa at the Emirates Old Trafford in Manchester on Saturday. The Harry Brook-led side became the third team in the world to cross the 300-run mark in the T20Is and the first against a full member nation to achieve the feat. Being 0-1 behind in the series, England flexed their batting muscles and as they posed a humongous score of 304 for 2 in 20 overs, Phil Salt and Jos Buttler set the tone with blistering opening stand, dismantling the South African bowlers right from the start, with the opening pair adding 126 runs in just 47 balls. Salt went on to produce a career-defining knock, finishing unbeaten on 141 off 60 deliveries, the highest score by an England batter in T20Is and the 7th highest overall in men's T20Is. That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.